Hi everyone, it is Alex with Holistic Movement Pilates. Today I have a full body reformer workout for you that is going to be more of an intermediate advanced workout. We will be standing on your reformers, that's why it's going to be a little more advanced. At any point, if you can't stand on your reformer, you can always go ahead and sit down onto your butts so you can make it a little more of an intermediate workout. We're going to use a box today for props, and then when you grab your box, we are going to start off with them right away on your reformers. They are going to go on the frame of your reformer. Now, you'll take all of your springs off, so no springs on, push your carriages out, and then place your short box on the frame of your reformer. I have it up against my platform, and then my carriage isn't on it, so my carriage is free to move with these no springs. And then we will get started kneeling on a reformer facing the box. Now, once we kneel, I'm gonna take my feet just right up against my shoulder blocks. Toes can be curled or uncurled underneath you, it doesn't matter. And then I'm gonna start into more of my 4-point kneeling position. So shoulders are over my elbows, my hips are over my knees, and I'm in a neutral spine here, and I'm gonna stay in my neutral spine. On an inhale, I'm gonna push the carriage out with just my knees, and then on an exhale, I'm gonna pull the carriage back in with my knees, so my arms don't move. I'm gonna inhale again to push out with the knees, and then exhaling as I pull back in, and we'll just continue with those. Inhale to push, and exhale, pull. Just being very mindful with that range of motion. You're not collapsing into your low backs when you push out. Again, able to hold your neutral spines the entire time. Let's do 3 more. And then last one, inhale out. And then exhale, bring it back in. All right, now once we come back in, we're gonna add in with these. So I'm gonna push my knees back out. I'm gonna pause with my knees out. So I'm gonna hold my kneeling plank. On an inhale, my arms are gonna push the carriage away. And then on my exhale, my arms are gonna pull the carriage back in. So again, my inhale, my arms are gonna push. Exhale, I'm gonna pull back in. Abs are in. Knees are gonna stay behind my hips the entire time in that kneeling plank. So knees, pelvis do not move. Arms push and pull for elbow slides. Okay, let's do 2 more. And then last one, inhale out and exhale back. All right, then I'm gonna bring my knees all the way back in, and we are gonna make those a little more challenging by adding in a little lift. If this doesn't work for you, you can always keep your knees down onto the carriages. So forearms are gonna go back down, shoulders over the elbows, hips over the knees, neutral spines. Toes should be curled underneath you this time. I'm gonna push into my forearms, lift my knees a couple inches off the carriage, hold. I'm gonna inhale, stretch my legs out, exhale, bring my knees back in. Inhale out. Exhale back. My knees should hover over the carriage the entire time. Inhale, push. Exhale, pull back in. 3, 2, 1, and back down. Feel free to give yourselves a little stretch. Last thing that we're gonna do here for our core will be pikes. So drop your forearms back down, set up in the same position, curl your toes underneath you. We're gonna push back down into our forearms, lift our knees back up, stretch our legs out, hold into pikes. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, hike my hips, let my carriage go back out. Exhale, tuck pike, and then inhale back out. Scoop into your abs to lift your hips up and out. Let's do 3 more. Try to get your carriage to tap the box if you can. And last one. Ooh, okay. Come back down onto the knees. We're gonna go ahead, sit our butts down onto our reformers. Make sure that your headrests are all the way down. We're gonna move into our hamstrings. So lying down onto our carriages. Again, make sure that your headrests are all the way down. Arms are just gonna be nice and long at my sides. And then I'm just gonna take my carriage as close to the box as I can get it. That will be where your feet are at on the box. So I'm starting with my knees right over my hips, and I'm able to hold a neutral spine. It is up to you for this if you have your heels on the box with the bottoms of the feet lifted, or if you go just to a flat foot on the box. Personal preference there. I'm gonna start with an inhale in my neutral spine. On an exhale, I'm flattening my low back down into my carriage, and I'm rolling my spine up into a bridge. When I roll up, I'm trying to keep my carriage from pushing out. I'm taking an inhale, and then on my exhale, I'm rolling my spine all the way back down. I'm gonna inhale in my neutral, exhale again, flatten my low back down, roll my spine up. Try to keep the carriage still. Pause for that inhale, exhale, roll back down. We're gonna keep going. If you have a really hard time doing this, you can always hold onto the frame of your reformer, but just make sure that that's like your last resort. Try not to hold onto the frame if you don't have to. Exhale, roll up. Knees, feet should be staying parallel. Exhale, roll back down. I'm gonna do 2 more. Ooh. And then last one. And articulate down. Okay, feel free to stretch the legs long for a little hamstring stretch. The last thing that we're gonna do here with no springs will be some hamstring curls. So I'm gonna pull my carriage back in. Same thing, you can either be on the heels with the feet lifted or onto a flat foot. Feet are gonna be about hip distance away from each other. I'm going to flatten my low back down into the carriage, lift my pelvis just about a fist distance above the carriage. So we're in a pelvic lift. Keep that little fist distance, hover. I'm gonna inhale, push out. Now, range of motion is up to you. You can go all the way to straight legs. You can go halfway out. You can go a foot out. It's up to you. You're gonna pull your carriage all the way back in. So push out. Again, range of motion up to you. Use your hamstrings to pull the carriages back in. Again, your butt should just like be barely hovering off of the carriage. Inhale and exhale. Should be a lot of work in that posterior side, back side of the body. 3, 2, try to keep your butts up. Last one. Ooh, okay. Set your butts down, and then we're just gonna go ahead and sit ourselves off to, very carefully because you don't have any springs on, off to the sides of your reformers. Okay, now we are gonna take our short box, we're gonna move it to our carriage, and then we are gonna go to a heavy and a light spring. So 1 heavy, 1 light on my balanced body reformer. That is always a red and a yellow. Boxes are gonna be in front of your shoulder blocks, so they do not have to go over. And then I'm gonna put my foot bar up to the starting position. So short box on in front of your shoulder blocks, foot bars at the starting position, 1 heavy, 1 light spring. I'm gonna come to more of like the back side of my carriage. I'm gonna lie down with my pelvis on the box facing the foot bar. I'm gonna go hands on the carriage, take my pelvis on my box, and then when I get here, I have my belly button like right at the edge of the box. Now, if you're a little shorter, it is easier to have your belly button like right on the box. I'm taller, I have my belly button like right off of the box. Your pelvis should be fully supported. Hands are gonna go onto our foot bars, elbows are gonna be wide, legs are wherever they feel comfortable, wide or apart. Now, when our elbows are wide, eyes are gonna be looking down to the floor. First setup, chest should be parallel to the floor. We're squeezing our glutes and our hamstrings. I'm gonna exhale, push my arms all the way out. I'm gonna inhale, bend my elbows wide to come back in. Exhale as I push away, inhale, bend wide. Adjust if you need to. Our chest should be staying in the same spot the entire time. Our legs should be staying active. And again, my abs are in to my back. Push and bend wide. Okay, we're gonna do 3 and 1. Now, when we push out, we're gonna hold our carriages all the way out. From here, we're gonna move into a swan. I'm gonna inhale, lift my chest up off of the box or away from the floor. And then when we push back out, it's just gonna be parallel to the floor. So we're gonna inhale, lift up. Think right from your rib cage. Keep the squeeze of the glutes and the hamstrings. Exhale, push back down. Inhale, lift. Shoulders are down, collarbones wide. On my exhale, when I push out, I'm drawing my abs away from the floor, away from the box, into my core. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more. And then last one. Okay, now once I come down, I'm gonna bend my elbows, bring my carriage back in. I'm going to take my hands onto the carriage, not the foot bar. Take off your heavy spring, so now you're just on a light. From this position, I'm gonna scoot back, so now my feet are gonna be in the well, and I'm still facing my box. Again, 1 light spring. Forearms are going down onto our boxes. I'm gonna step my right foot back onto the frame of the reformer. My toes are curled underneath me. I'm gonna step my left foot back onto the other side of the frame. Toes are curled. I'm in a plank position. Okay, back into pikes. I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, hike my hips, pull my carriage out. Inhale as I go back out. Exhale, tuck pike. Inhale out. Scoop, try to pull those carriages all the way to your toes. We're gonna do 3 more. And last one. And back. Okay, carefully step 1 foot at a time, back into the well. Take your arms long, walk your feet back, drop your chest down here, and just give yourselves a quick stretch. Okay, I'm gonna stand all the way back up, and then from here, we're gonna step onto our headrest. You can hold onto your box when you do this because you're on a light spring. We're gonna kneel on our boxes. I'm gonna have my knees just a couple inches away from the edge. Hands are gonna go onto your foot bars. We're gonna go back into kneeling planks. Thumbs are with your fingers. Knees should be about that sits bones distance away from each other. I'm gonna shift forward. My chest is over the foot bar. I'm gonna push my knees back out into a kneeling plank, being mindful that I'm able to hold a neutral spine. So I'm not collapsing into my back here, neutral spine. We're gonna inhale, push out with the arms, and exhale, pull in with the arms. Inhale, push, exhale, pull. The range of motion is up to you. Obviously, the further out you go, the more challenging it's gonna be. The knees do not move. Again, the pelvis does not move, just like our last set of kneeling planks. Okay, 2 more. And then last one. Ooh, okay. Bring the carriage all the way back in. Keep your hands on the foot bar. Take your feet onto the carriage and then sit your butts onto your box. We're gonna change to a medium spring. And again, on my reformer, that is a blue. So 1 medium, make sure you take the light spring off, reach behind you, grab your straps into your hands, into some arms facing front. Now, when we go into this, as always, when we have the straps in your hands, long loops are lighter for your arms, short loops are heavier for your arms, so it is up to what you're using. We're gonna start with hug a tree. So arms are gonna open out nice and wide, slight little bend to your elbows, palms should be rotated towards each other here, shoulders should be down, we're sitting up tall. On an exhale, I'm gonna bring my fingertips together. I inhale to open back out. Exhale, fingertips together, inhale, open. When your hands come together, they should be about chest height. When they open, you shouldn't lose track of them in your peripheral vision. Exhale, inhale. Let's go for 3. And 1. Now when we reach our arms together, or when we bring them together, pause. Then from this position, I want you to flip your palms up to the ceiling. Keep that little bend to your elbows. Keep your palms flipped up to the ceiling. Same thing, we're gonna open them out to the sides. Don't lose track of them. And then bring them together, shoulder distance away. So they're not coming together all the way together this time. So we open and we bring them back shoulder distance. We inhale, open. We exhale, we close. Make sure the palms stay rotated up. Shoulders are down and back. Abs are in. Do not lose track of your arms or your hands in your peripheral vision. When you open, shoulder distance when we close. Lots of deltoids there. 3. And last one. Okay, then I'm just gonna bring my arms down to my sides. I'm gonna hang up my left strap. Okay, this is when we're gonna stand on your reformers. So if you can't stand, you can stay sitting on your boxes. We're gonna go ahead, keep the strap in the right hand, rotate to the right side of the room, and I'm gonna take my right foot in the headrest, my left foot out to the side. I have my feet as wide as I can go here, and then long loop light, short loop heavy. From this position, we're gonna stand up, so just be very careful. Stand up onto your feet. We are going to go back into our hug a tree. So arms are open out to the sides, little bend to your elbows, palms should be facing each other. Exhale, bring your fingertips together. Inhale, open. Your chest and your torso don't move, so we aren't getting pulled side to side. Hands come together, chest height, and we open. Ooh. I do my long loop. Let's go for 2 more. And 1. Now from here, we're gonna lace our fingers together. I'm gonna inhale, rotate towards the right side of the room. I'm gonna exhale, rotate to the left. Inhale right and exhale left. Try to keep your hands about chest height the entire time. Rotating from your bra line, right, left. Inhale right, exhale left. 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna pause, center, hold here. I'm gonna sink down into a squat. I'm gonna hold this squat. I'm gonna lift my right heel up, set it down, lift my left heel, set it down. So I'm gonna go up with the right down, up with the left down. Arms are staying out away from you. You're holding that circle. So we're still hugging that tree. Up, down, up, down. Ooh. Okay, now the next time the right heel lifts, hold, lift the left heel, hold, little pulses up and down, little pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1, and when we can sit all the way back down. Ooh, okay, hang that strap up. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Rotate around. Okay, again, I have my left foot as wide onto my headrest as I can get it, my right foot out to the side. I'm grabbing my strap into my left hand. Long loop is lighter, short loop is heavier. Very carefully, we're in an external rotation with the legs. We're gonna stand up onto our carriages. Arms are gonna open wide, hug a tree, ready? Exhale, fingertips together, inhale, open, ooh, together, open. I do not think I can do a short loop with my left arm here. Shoulders are down, collarbones are wide. Torso does not move, just the arms together and apart. We're aiming to go about chest height when we touch the fingertips together and open. 2 more. Last one, hold together. So lace those fingers, ready? Rotate to the left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. Imagine somebody's holding your hips, so your hips don't move. Again, it should be coming right from the bra line. Hands are staying in line with the chest. Inhale, exhale. Oh my gosh, my deltoids are hurting. Tops of the arms and shoulders. 2. Last one. Okay, then we have to pause, center, relax those shoulders. Sink into that squat. From the squat position, keep those arms out. Lift the left heel, set it down. Lift the right heel, set it down. Left and right, left and right. Keep going. Hands stay about lifted in line with your chest. Up, down, up, down. Oh my gosh. Okay, one more right, one more left, or one more left, one more right. Then when that left heel lifts, pause, hold it. Right heel lifts, pause, hold it. Pulse 8, 7, 6. Keep those heels high. 3, 2, 1. Sit your butts down. Ooh, okay, that's plenty of arms for me. We're gonna hang that strap up onto the peg. We're gonna step off of our box, and we're moving our box even further back. It's gonna stay on the short box, by the way. And then I am gonna take my straps off for this one. They do get in the way, they might not. Personally, mine do, so I'm just gonna drop mine into the well. You can keep yours hung up if you want to. And then the short box is gonna go on the frame of your reformer to the back side. Now, I'm tall. I'm gonna push mine pretty far back. If you're shorter, you'll probably have to have yours closer to your carriages. You can adjust as needed. We're staying on the same spring, one medium. We're gonna kneel on our carriages facing our box. I have my knees right now against my shoulder blocks. I'm gonna take my hands into my headrest to start, and then I'm gonna go onto my box with my forearms down. Now, the box is gonna feel like it is kind of far away. That is where I want it. So your elbows are able to be at the edge, our hips are shifted forward, and then I have my knees scooted a little further back. So they're not on my shoulder blocks anymore, but my quads are. Then I'm gonna pull in ever so slightly so my shoulders are over my hands. My shoulders are going to stay, my shoulders are over my elbows, not over my hands. My shoulders are gonna stay over my elbows. I'm in a neutral spine. On an exhale, I'm gonna tuck my pelvis, pull my carriage in with my knees, and then I'm gonna inhale, let it go back out. Again, exhale, tuck, pull, inhale, let it go back out. Think scoop into your core to pull, and inhale, extend. The arms don't move. Shoulders have to stay over your elbows the entire time. You should feel your lats working to stabilize your upper half of your body. Exhale, pull, and inhale, return. I'm gonna do 3 more. And then last one. And back. Okay, now you can let your arms go all the way back. Now, if you are a little shorter, you'll probably have to pull your box a little closer towards you. Personally, I am gonna pull mine a little closer this time. And then when we get here, I'm gonna go ahead and take my right forearm, just the right forearm, onto the box, and I'm gonna rotate towards the left side of the room. When I take my right forearm on, I have my right knee in between my shoulder blocks here. So my right knee is just like directly in between my shoulder blocks. I'm gonna rotate a little further to left so my hips are stacked, my shoulders are stacked, my left leg is long in line with my body. We're gonna lift our left leg slightly up. It doesn't have to be super high. And then from here, I'm just gonna shift. I probably could have kept my box a little further away. I'm gonna shift just a little further forward. So my shoulder is back over my elbow. From here, try to keep your left leg lifted. I'm gonna tuck and think about pulling my carriage in with my right knee. So I'm gonna tuck and round through the right side of my body, and then I'm gonna let the carriage go back out. So I wanna think I'm lifting my right hip up, and I'm letting my right hip come down. The arm doesn't move. The right hip lifts, the right hip goes down. Exhale up, inhale down. The left leg stays lifted the entire time. So you should feel your obliques and your abductors. Exhale, inhale. Let's do 3. Again, lift that right hip up and down. Last one, up and down. Ooh, come back, center. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So left knee can be in between the shoulder blocks. Left forearm is down onto the box. Rotate to the right side. Your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked. I am reaching my right arm up to the ceiling. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can always hold it onto the box. Lift your right leg slightly up. Okay, keep the hip shoulder stacked. We're gonna tuck, lift the left hip up, down, lift, and down. So the idea is you're arcing through the left side body using the left obliques and abductors. Three more. And one. Ooh, ouch. Okay, bring it back. We're gonna step off to the sides. And then once we step off to the side, we're keeping the same springs on. We are going to step into the well, facing our carriages. When we step into the well and we face our carriage, we're gonna sit onto the box. This is the easiest way, by the way, to get into this exercise. Feet are gonna go into your headrest, like right in between your shoulder blocks. Hands are gonna hold onto the side of the box. I'm gonna scoop my booty forward, and then I'm gonna lift my butt up off the box, set my shoulders and my bra line down, and then I'm gonna make sure that I'm on my box. Now, we're gonna have to scoot a little closer to our carriage. So my head is fully supported by the box. And then once I get here, feet are gonna be about hip distance away. The further you walk your feet out, the harder this is gonna be. The closer you have your feet in towards you, the easier this is. So again, bra line should be on the edge of the box. Head should be fully supported. We can either reach our arms up to the ceiling, or we can take our hands behind our head. It's really up to you. Hips should be lifted up into a bridge. On an exhale, I'm gonna pull my carriage in, and I'm gonna inhale, let it go out. Exhale, pull, inhale, let it go out. Make sure those hips stay lifted the entire time. Exhale, pull, and inhale back. Your feet do not have to stay flat either. If you go onto your heels with your bottom of your foot lifted, just like the last hamstring curls, that is fine. Keep your butt up. 3. Last one. Okay, now once we come up, we're gonna hold our bridge. We're gonna walk our feet so that they're right next to each other. We're gonna make these a lot harder. I'm gonna keep my right foot down. Left knee is gonna go up into a tabletop position. Pelvis stays level. Ready? Pull the carriage out, return, pull out, return. Do not let your pelvis move. If your heel is down and your bottom of your foot is up, that's fine. 3, 2, 1. Woo. Set the left foot down, right knee tabletop position, same thing. Pull the carriage out and in. Pelvis, again, stays level and lifted the entire time. It doesn't have to be a big range of motion to pull in and out. 3, 2, 1, set your foot down. Okay, easiest way to get out of this, I'm gonna take my elbows wide onto the box. I'm gonna shimmy myself back on. Hands are gonna hold onto the box, and I'm gonna get my butt back up, and you should be able to slide back on. Okay, let's stretch out our hamstrings. Take your feet onto the shoulder blocks. If you need to scoot your butts a little further forward, obviously do so. Reach your fingers to your toes. Heads are heavy, chest is heavy. Hold this stretch. Okay, then we're gonna roll our spines back up. We're gonna step off of our boxes, and our boxes can go back to their homes or just off to the sides. Now, when you do put your box back, make sure your straps get hung back up if you threw them on the floor like me, And then we are going 2 heavy springs. And that is it. I don't want it any heavier than that. So just 2 heavy springs, take off your medium. So again, on my balanced body reformer, that's 2 reds. And then we're gonna lie ourselves down. Headrests need to be down for this series. Once we get down, I'm gonna reach behind me, grab my long loops, and they're gonna go onto our feet. Okay, legs are gonna go up just as high as I can hold my neutral spine. Feet are parallel, legs are just zipped together. We're gonna exhale and lower our legs down towards our springs. And then on our inhale, we're gonna hinge, come back up. So when we lower, our bra lines need to stay heavy. When we hinge, our sacrums need to stay heavy. So we're holding our neutral spines the entire time. Okay, this is the last one, down and up. And up. Now we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna add in a tiny lift of our hips when the legs go up. So we'll exhale to lower the legs back down. We'll inhale to lift. I'm gonna allow my low back to go flat. And I'm gonna lift my hips barely off the carriage. So I'm about a fist distance. And then I'm gonna roll my spine down, pull my legs with it, hinge to come up, low back goes flat, little lift of the hips, roll down on an exhale. So it's an inhale when we go up and an exhale when we go down. Inhale up and exhale down. And again, just let your low back come up when the legs go up. Rolling out our spines. It should feel pretty good here. Almost like a little back massage. Don't worry, we're gonna make it a lot worse. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 more. And then last one. Okay, now when our legs go up, again, we're gonna have our low backs flat. My tailbone is actually lifted off the carriage and my butt is actually lifted just slightly up. It is less than that fist distance, so it's just a couple inches off the carriages. The idea for this one is that our carriages do not move. My toes here are like almost over my chest and I'm gonna try to keep them there. So from this position, I'm gonna squeeze my glutes and my hamstrings. I'm gonna keep really heavy feet in my straps. I'm gonna start at my butt and I'm gonna roll my spine up. Again, the toes are gonna stay like right over my chest the entire time. My carriage does not move. And then without my carriage moving, I'm rolling my spine back down. We're gonna exhale, squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings. Use your core to roll the spine up. Pause for an inhale here. Exhale as we roll our spines all the way back down. Again, squeeze the glutes and the hamstrings, articulate up, point through your toes, pause for your inhale, exhale, roll back down. Let's keep going. We're gonna do a few more of those. Two more. Adjust if you got pulled back. And then last one. Ooh. Okay, now once we come down, legs are gonna go up again just as high as we can hold our neutral spines. Feet are parallel with each other. I'm gonna lower my legs down towards my springs, open them wide out to the sides, and I'm just circling my legs around and back up. Exhale, lower. Inhaling as we circle around and back up. We are maintaining our neutral spine now the entire time. Okay, once we come up, we're gonna pause at the top and then reverse. We're gonna open our legs wide, press them down around, zip them together, and then we're hinging to come back up. Again, we're maintaining our neutral spines the entire time. Last one. Okay, now once we come back up, let's let our low backs go flat. Legs are gonna stay long. I just want you to tug on your ropes. Give your low backs, your hamstrings a little stretch there. Then we will take our straps off of our feet and we're gonna hang them back up. Now, we're all gonna sit to the left side of our reformers. We're gonna go one heavy spring and we're gonna finish off with lunges and planks. So right foot is gonna be back to the shoulder block closest to you. Left foot is on the floor. Both hands are on your foot bar. We're gonna push out with the right first. We push out with the left second. We hold this stretch. If you wanna move through this, you can always move your carriage in and out. Okay, now the right leg stays, the left knee bends so that your knee is over your ankle into our side body stretch. Left hand stays, right arm goes up and over. I'm gonna push my right hip down a little more, find as much length in that right side of my body as I can. Okay, then I'm gonna take my right hand wide and I'm gonna bring my carriage in. So both hands should be wide onto your foot bars. We're gonna take our right foot to the shoulder block close, furthest away from us. Your knee should be lifted. I'm gonna push my right leg out so it should be long. Chest is over the foot bar. You're gonna step your left foot up onto the shoulder block. You're gonna hold here for 4. And then we're gonna take the right foot to the right side, let your carriage come in. Go ahead, left foot goes to the shoulder block closest to you. Knee is down, I'm gonna push out with my left leg, push out with my right leg, hold this stretch. Again, if you wanna move through this, you can move through it, it's up to you. I just wanna stretch out the back of my right leg, the front of my left. Okay, then my right knee is just gonna come in, my left leg stays. So my knee is over my ankle, my right hand stays, my left arm goes up and over. I'm pushing my left hip down, finding as much length in that left side of the body as I can. Okay, left hand just goes back on. Bring your carriage all the way in. You can sit off to the sides. We are all finished with that workout. As always, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me today.